Record. All right. Hello, everyone. Happy Monday Fun Day. It is January 14th, the second week of the year. And I feel like saying it's the second week, but saying it's the 14th, I don't know. I feel like it's later than it actually is. But then someone said, oh, it's only the second Monday. I was like, okay, not that bad then. Like, it's like that little check-in with your head a little bit, but whatever. It's going to be flying by before we even know it. So one thing I wanted to talk about today was the mastermind that I got on. Once you hit diamond, you get a corporate mentor and you can get on these diamond calls. And then once you hit like 1 star, you move into a bracket of 1. Like I'm right now in a pod with 1 and 2 star diamonds. And then once you move up, you go to 3 to 5 or 3 and 4 star, and then 5 star and above or something like that. So Jake Story is the person that I deal with right now. And we got on a mastermind call today with other coaches across Canada who are 1 and 2 star. And I really felt fired up after today. I took a lot of notes. And it was perfect because everything he was saying, like he kept mentioning the word like action and saying stuff. And I mentioned in the comment, I'm like, that's my word for the year. And he's like, that's funny you said that because that's my word for the year. So I'm like, oh my God, yes, we are so aligned. And he is just ready to take action, like exactly that. So one thing that he spoke about, and it's a book that I read recently. It was in one of the Diamond Push groups that Danielle did. And it was a book called The 12-Week Year. So the idea of it is instead of like, 12 months in a year, you're focusing on, so your 1 year, 12 months, you technically have 4 years within that. And it's quarterly. Every quarter is a different year, right? There's 4 quarters. Yeah. So 12 weeks in a quarter, that's like, so each week is a month for you. Like that's how you're focusing on it. So instead of just going, I have all year to reach that goal, like I'm pushing for it for the end of the year. I want to be elite. Like, and you keep it like long-term, and it doesn't really create so much of an urgency to work for it. But when you shorten it into 12-week years, it's like, okay, I have until this quarter to hit it. Like you're treating it as if that's the end of the year. Like you're pushing all the time. So I really like the idea of that, especially since one of my goals is to get our team to 2 star by the end of this quarter. So I was like, perfect. This aligns with it. And it allows you to keep moving forward instead of just like, this is my one goal for the whole year. You can have multiple goals and you can get to your end goal a lot faster and even push past it and search and create that and strive for something bigger. So that's what he was focusing on there, and it's something that I would love to incorporate with our team to start focusing on those 12-week years, and instead of saying end of the year goal, end of quarter goals. So 2 star is my goal for the end of quarter. Definitely, I would encourage you guys to write down a goal for yourself, set a date, let us know. If you're kind of like, I don't know what 2 star is, I don't know what diamond really looks like, ask me. Like that's what we can get on. If that's what your goal is, we can talk about it and break it down and reverse engineer it. Yeah, 1 star, yo, hell yeah. That's what I did this morning. I reverse engineered 2 star. So I wrote down like, this is my goal, or no, I reverse engineered my like income goal for the end of the year. So I was like, okay, I have this goal for the end of the year, but like, what do I have to do each month, each week to build up to that at the end? And I reverse engineered it to, this is how much I have to make each month. This is how much I have to make in team cycle bonus. This is how many like people I have to bring in, coaches and all that kind of stuff, and broke it all down. So once you have the big goal, you can reverse engineer it back. So the other thing, one thing that I really like, this is another thing I got a note from it, is the new program that's coming out is the Morning Meltdown. That was talked about at Super Saturday, and it's with Jericho. I shared a video in our Challenger group there, and he had mentioned another coach he was talking to who's doing like little Miracle Morning groups, which is a really great book as well, Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. I really recommend that group. And this is to get people kind of into the habit of having a morning routine. And in the Miracle Morning, he talks about moving your body as a part of your morning routine. So this is where you can encourage people to start moving their body in the morning, working out, even doing yoga, going for a walk, doing some push-ups or sit-ups, anything. It's just to get your body moving. So I really liked the idea of this. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it yet, whether it's in like free group form or like an event on Facebook kind of thing and run it like that. I'm going to have to see kind of how that works with my schedule, but I think it's a really great idea even to do within your challenge groups to get people in the habit of morning. And it's the trigger word of morning routine, morning meltdown. Like it kind of goes hand in hand, and it's creating that thing for them, you know. What do we got here? Considering just talking about it in my stories. Yeah, exactly. Like just letting people know, talking to them in your stories, getting them in the habit of what you're doing and reinforcing that in their mind already, so that when they're thinking of a morning routine, they're going to think of you, right? So the next thing is, one thing I'd like to do for us, and this is something he brought into the calls. I even mentioned it to Allison and Anissa, who are the two girls that I'm working with right now in like a success pod, is taking action like immediately after the call. So always giving something that you can do within like 15 to 20 minutes after the call, instead of just like, okay, great, we got all this information, let's get off the call, go on with our day. Like, what is something that we can do each time to take action? So I want to start incorporating this into all calls that I'm doing with everyone, giving an action item of some sort that we can do going forward. And he basically said, like, which is so true, like, what is the difference between an entrepreneur and a dreamer? The entrepreneur takes action, the dreamer just dreams, right? So it's not enough to just listen to calls, to, like I've said this over and over again, read books and watch the videos. Like, action has to be taken at the end, otherwise it's wasted knowledge. The other thing that he spoke about was, what's the difference between new coaches who come in and like experienced coaches who have been in it for a while. New coaches lead with like the transformation, lead with the challenge pack, lead with the boot camps, because that's all you know in the beginning. And that's normal. That's not to say that there's anything wrong with it. But where do these experienced coaches, like, where they kind of differ and are able to bring in more coaches, like new coaches, and they're doing really well and getting successful, becoming elite, is because those people are now leading with the coaching opportunity. So it's, if you want to fill a boot camp, talk about challenge packs. If you want to create a team, talk about coaching. So leading with coaching as the main opportunity that it is. If you just want to be someone who runs challenge groups, it's totally fine. Like, you can just sign up challengers. You'll just be a retail store pretty much. And that is harder. It's harder to just sell challenge packs all the time, because there's no like backup. There's no extra support. It's just you constantly making sales. So what happens if you don't make any sales that month? You make no money. But if you do have a team of people underneath you, like creating that team cycle bonus, you will have some sort of income. You will have the residual income. Like Danielle has showed her paychecks before, and maybe only $300 of it is commission. $5,000 of it is team cycle bonus, right? So that's where the real money is, in building a team under you. And even if it's just, if you already have customers coming in buying Shakeology, you're doing the hard part already of bringing them in. Why not just sign them up as coaches at the same time? So like, you're just wasting volume if you're only signing people up as customers. Understandably, not everyone is going to go for the coach discount, but there's no harm in asking. If you're just signing customers, you are leaving money on the table. If you're not getting yourself to Emerald and you have people under you, like customers who are getting Shakeology, you're wasting money because you're not cycling that. It's just all being like, the points are being lost, right? So leading with the coaching opportunity is definitely something that I took away from the call, because I do, but I could do better. Like, we could always do better. And one thing I'm going to change in the way I talk about it is, I'm still going to talk about the fitness part. I'm still going to talk about the challenge groups, but instead I'm going to start with talking about the coaching opportunity. And also, I'm able to get really fit because I'm able to get really fit because I'm a coach, and it keeps me accountable, or like something like that, like not those exact words, of course, but leading with the coaching opportunity and also saying you're getting healthy at the same time, but you have this really cool business, that's how it's all grown from there, right? The other thing was, brain fart. Oh, celebrate sharing the small wins. So no matter what level you are, you have a win at some part. If you're like brand new coach, you have no customers, no nothing yet, you still got a discount. Talk about the fact that being a coach, you save money on your products. Talk about that, the discount, because that could be something that speaks to someone. If they say this is too expensive, well, hello, I get a discount on it. and you can even admit, like, if you have feelings yourself when you first started that it was a little too expensive, you can even admit that and say, I thought it was a little expensive as well, and I was nervous on how I was going to afford it, but this discount seriously saves me and makes it so much more affordable for me. Right there, boom, there's a post about coaching, and you don't have to have any customers to like talk about or recognize. That's just you talking about the fact that you get a discount. Everyone loves discounts on stuff. The other thing you could talk about is when you do sell your first challenge pack and you get your first paycheck, maybe it's like $40. Talk about what you are doing with that $40. If it went into a tank of gas, if it went to pay for your phone bill, if it went towards, your savings account. If you're someone who struggles with saving and you haven't been able to put any money into savings, but now because of this, you're putting in $40 a week, that's huge. $40 a week is a lot. Like, that's more than a lot of people put into their savings account, right? So just those little things, it doesn't have to be really huge wins of like, I paid for a vacation. Like, sometimes that stuff's not relatable. And this was a wake up call to me because I share about the fact that I have time freedom. I have freedom over my schedule. I get to travel whenever I want. Yes, those things are nice, but it's not really relatable for a lot of people. So I had to do a gut check and step back to go, okay, what are small things that coaching has allowed me to pay for? Or even in the beginning when, like, for example, I was very fortunate that my parents have always paid for my car insurance, but eventually I did have to pay for it myself. And when I first moved out here, had to get a job, like coaching was the thing that paid for my car insurance, that paid for my rent when I never had to pay rent before. So those are things that I'm going to start talking about, is the little wins that people can see themselves within. Even if it's just an extra $100 a month, like people can benefit from an extra $100 a month. Like right there's my phone bill. My phone bill is $90. So talking about the fact that I don't have to worry about it, bam. Or if the only thing that you're making right now is paying off your own products, talk about that like a mofo, because that's the main objection we get is about money, right? So talk about that. This is allowing you to pay off. And like when I tell people about coaching and how they can pay off their product, I was like, the very first month I helped my mom, my sister, and my best friend. So even just breaking it down small like that, you can even say that in a post, like, I'm going to start doing this and I'm just going to talk about like my very first month. I didn't know how I was going to afford it. So my coach told me, sign up as a coach, help other people. Like, and I did. I helped those 3 people and I paid for my own products, and it's just grown from there. Use that, like celebrate those small wins, talk about it, because that is relatable. And at the end of the day, what this whole thing is about is just talking about it. You have to. There is no way around it, that every single day you should be making at least one post of something on your social media, right? So it doesn't always have to be a coaching post. It doesn't have to always be a challenge group post, but it has to be something, sharing about your life, those 4 to 5 things that make you, that you feel like you are passionate about, and that maybe you could share some information on, or at least use it to find people who relate to that. Like, a lot of the ladies on our team are crazy cat ladies. So we talk about our love for cats, or share our cats or our dogs or something like that. And other people go crazy and relate about that. What are other things that are like, Allison's really good at like time management. So she's always talking about that and giving value to people about that. If you're someone who is really good at meal prepping or like making up your own recipes, if you are really good at nutrition, share about that. Like, people can benefit from that. I'm not. Like, I make ugly food. Nobody likes to see it on my page. But what I'm going to start doing is sharing in my stories what I eat still, because that is a way that I teach people in my boot camps, like how to have like better bads or how to make healthy swaps. Like, I talk about that, or even just talk about mindset around forgiving yourself. And this is all part of like boot camp stuff. So by sharing that on your social media, you're giving people a sneak peek on what goes on in your boot camp. So that's something that, again, I have to give myself a wake up call, is even though I don't make pretty food, I still have to share about what I eat to show people that I'm using the container system, that I'm following a meal plan system that I talk about in my posts. I've been following it for 3.5 years. Well, I need to start showing people what it looks like, because we're in the day and age right now where people want free info first. They want all the free shit first before they buy into you. So this is where you have to give it in your stories, in your posts and stuff like that, giving them the free value. The other thing we talked about was doing more self-reflective posts. So when you're talking about coaching, like write out, make a list of like your dream person that you want to work with, your dream coach that you want on your team. Who is she? What, like, call her out in your post. So this is stuff that I have to do more of too. I've done it in the past, but like just because you do something once, it's not like once isn't enough. You have to do it more often. So calling out who you're like, I'm looking for the girl who is self-motivated. I'm looking for the girl who is looking for something more. I'm looking for the girl who is not like feeling fulfilled in her 9 to 5, or maybe doesn't know what she wants to do with her life, or feels undervalued, or, you know, like call it out who you want. And you want them to look at it, read it, and go, hey, that's me. Like, and you want them to reflect on that and say, this is me. And they already have made up their mind that they want this before they even reach out to message you, and you can freak out about giving them the information. You know, like they've already decided. So that's what you want people to feel like when they read your post and they're just ready right off the bat. So that's what I got from the call today. It was really, really great. I had a lot of notes, and the action item that I want to give to you is, if you haven't already today, make a post and talk about coaching, like something, some little win of what coaching has done for you today. Like, even if it's the discount, I want you to share it today. Like, there's still time. It's not too late right now. I still have to make my post at the end of this. I usually make my post around like 6 to 7 kind of thing, because that's when my page is the most active. Excuse me. So that's the thing too. If you have a business account, you can see when your page is most active and when people come to your page the most often. You just have to have a Facebook like page in order to do that, which takes a second to create it. Anyone can, and then you just have to attach it to your Instagram, and it'll give you a bunch of analytics for your Instagram, so you can see what posts do really well, what people are looking at the most, what they're engaging with, what time they're looking at your page, and all that stuff. A lot of really good stuff on there. You can see like where your followers are coming from your hashtags or explore page or anything like that. So very, very valuable information. But that's what I want to give to you as your like action item at the end of this, is make a post, talk about coaching in some way, let people know how it has benefited you, no matter how small, no matter how big, talk about it. And you can use it as just a breadcrumbing post, or maybe what's the worst that can happen if at the end you just say, is this something that could benefit you? Or have you ever thought of anything like that? Or have you struggled with this too and looked for a solution? Like, what's the worst if you just ask a question at the end? It doesn't have to say like, click the link in my bio to fill out a form. Like, it doesn't always have to be that. It could just end with a, can you relate to this? Or maybe you even just put link in bio, at like breadcrumb, and just put link in bio, because that'll create the curiosity of them to go click for the link in your bio, right? So you can say it in many different ways. Not every single post has to be an invitation, but once in a while, like every other day, you should have some sort of invitation to something. Because and you have to ask yourself when you look at your page, like, if people come to my page, do they know I'm a coach? Like, do they know that I can help them? Do they know that they can join me, right? Like, that's the questions you have to constantly be asking yourself, because not everyone sees all of your posts. Like, you can't expect for everyone to see 100% of your posts. You are the only one who sees 100% of your posts. So if someone sees your post today, they might not see it again in another one until next Monday. So that's why it's like every other day you should be inviting to something. You should be talking about it until they, like, even still, I have people come to my page. Not everyone knows what Beachbody is, right? Or even still, people don't know, like, even when I show my workouts, I had a girl the other day, I was showing my workouts and I'm doing like a program, and I talk about that, doing this program, and I talk about the program, and maybe I didn't say, I did, like, I think I mentioned Sean T in my videos, I don't know, but you can hear that there's like I'm watching a video doing these workouts, and a girl had written down her email for me to send her more information. So when I sent her the video Transform 20, she was like, I'm confused. Why is it a guy? I thought it was you, that like you would be on video with me. And I'm like, I've never put that out there though. Like, I never, like, I don't, to me, you just never know. People don't always know. They don't watch all my videos when I show Sean T, or like when I talk about Transform 20 or Beachbody. Like, they don't always know that. They could be coming in and just checking your stories on a random day, and they just don't know. So you have to always be asking yourself, if people come to a post or come to your page at any day, will they know the answers? Like, will they know you're a coach, you can help them, and that they can join you? All right, so that's all for that. Does anyone have anything to add or any questions or anything like that? Okay, no worries. So I will, once we start talking about the Team Cup, I'll pause the recording or I'll stop it so that we can just keep talking off recording. But for those who are watching the recording, Team Cup is it's something they do. They do it I think they do it quarterly. They just change the names of it. But they're these friendly competitions that Beachbody does. It's basically put at the times of the years that are kind of slower, as some people would say, to help you drive your business forward. Also, I find it's really helpful for newer coaches because it helps you to push. It helps you to get the idea of what you need to do every day. Like, because you push and like, this is the goal of this is for you to just do more, 10 times your effort in everything that you're doing to get the most people signed up, like get the most points that you can, and you earn prizes for it. So this is a really great time where you develop these habits of like, yeah, you're pushing this hard and it's like, okay, you collect momentum. So it's like, I want to keep doing this, and it's really been a skyrocket thing for a lot of coaches once they do it to understand what needs to be done if you want to hit this every month, if you want to work at this level and reach these goals. So we're allowed a team of 5. You're only allowed 2 lifetime diamonds and 1 lifetime star diamond. So with Allison and I, we are both lifetime diamond and I'm a star diamond. So we are able to be on a team together. Have you asked her yet, Annika? Oh, I'll unmute you. Oh, why isn't it unmuting? Hang on.
Hi.
There you go.
Sorry. Yes, she is in. And for those watching the recording, speaking to Team Cup, I kind of thought it was stupid. Like before we started, I was like, I don't really want to be on a team. Like this is a solo business or whatever. But before then, a couple months before Team Cup last year, I hit Success Club 10, and I had been like fairly consistent with that number. But Team Cup month, which only has 28 days in it, by the way, I hit Success Club 22, which is still one of my highest months that I've ever had. And so I'm like, if I could just push that hard, it's because we don't show up for ourselves as much as we'll show up for other people. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's great for new coaches, because like they're kind of like, dip the toe in the water. But when they know that other people are counting on them, they're going to be more likely to, and even me, like, and you as seasoned coaches, like we don't want to let our team down. It's the same thing. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no one wants to be the weakest link, right? But no, and I totally agree with that. Every time there's one of these events, I get my highest Success Club points every single time, because it just, you think differently, you act differently, and you have everyone pushing together. So it doesn't feel like you're doing it alone. We're always a part of a team together. And that's why I always encourage finding a success partner, because it's like having this push all year round. But there's something about Team Cup and what's the other one they do? Team Spirit or Beat Your Best. Like these competitions, they do something to you, to everyone. It really helps you push forward. So I'm excited for it. There's the 3 of us. There's Annika, and I'm looking for one more person. So I kind of have an idea of someone that I'm going to ask, but I'm not sure. So putting this out there, since this is a recording, I'm going to be posting in the group. If anyone is interested in it, we just need one more person before I open it up to Team Dreamcatchers. I would love to do it within our own team, though. If we could, I think that would be really awesome. Did you have something to say? Did you have anything to say, Allison? Were you? Oh, I thought you were going to say, okay.
I was yelling at work, sorry.
Oh, no worries. So I do have someone in mind that I'm going to ask. I'm just kind of waiting to see. And then, but if anyone is eager and excited to actually do this, you do have to be ready and willing to show up with us every single day. What I do love what they did is they changed it. So it's before it was you could only earn a prize if everyone hit Success Club, and we kind of got burned. I think you may have gotten, Allison got burned with that one time, and it was not fun. Now what they do is there's a team prize, and there's also individual prizes. So it's really cool that you still get, if you are someone who's really, really pushing and maybe the rest of the team kind of falls off, you don't stop pushing. Get yourself a prize, earn your reward for you working so hard, because you can't always control what everyone else on the team does. But our hopes is that we can all bind together for this. And especially since Allison has the goal of 1 star, I have the goal of 2 star. Catherine has the goal of diamond. Annika, we want to get her to emerald. So I think it would be, well, Catherine, we got to get you to emerald first. But I think it would, like, you get more points for every person who rank advances within Team Cup. So if we're able to at least all of us get to some sort of new level, like, or even I want to get my mom to diamond. So if I get my mom to diamond, bam, there's 3 points right there. Catherine, if you get to emerald, 3 points right there. Annika to emerald, 3 points right there. And I think you even get like an additional 3 points for like your people under you rank advancing. So that would be more like all the points, you know? So it just like really gets exciting, and we use this like as a fire to fuel us. So putting this out there to anyone who wants to join this, it's for the month of February. Worst comes to worst, you actually move your business forward, right? Like, you know, that's really what the point of this is. We're not gonna like get mad at you or anything, but like you still are an adult. Like if you want to build this, you build it for yourself, and you do or you don't is totally up to you. But we really want to help those who are ready to push. Like you have 2 diamond leaders here and a star diamond leader, someone who will be a star diamond leader. So this is a really, really great team to be a part of, because we kind of know what we're talking about. We can help you do it too, right? So I'm going to end the call here. And then we can keep talking and like strategizing and all that stuff. But for anyone who's interested, let me know. And anyone watching the recording, comment below your biggest takeaway, and I want you to do that action item. So at the end of this call, whenever you watch it, I want you to go and make a post about coaching, talking about one benefit of something that you have felt as a benefit from coaching, no matter what it is. Okay? Thank you guys. Have a good one.